We come to in progress here, top of the first inning, a runner on first base. Alec Turner up to the plate. They will check on Tristan Mercadel over at first base. Hi, hello, and welcome. Game 2 of the doubleheader between the Mariners and your Xenia Scouts. Lance Morris alongside Terry Lash, bringing live coverage of your Xenia Scouts right here on Google/YouTube. Next one from Donnelly's in the ground, and it'll get away from Lincoln Reed, and that'll allow Mercadel to get over to second on the passed ball. So 2-1 the count now to third baseman Alec Turner. The 2-1 pitch. That one's fouled out of play. Evens it up at 2-2.
Another reminder for you fans, all foul balls return to the concession stand.
We apologize for starting a little late.
Thank you.
Had a little bit of a technical difficulty getting our Hangout page to cooperate, but we now seem to have things under control. Now the 2-2. And that'll go down the line foul. Mercadel was on the move from second, but he'll have to go back. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes to Alec Turner. Dylan Donnelly on the hill for the Scouts. The 2-2. I want to miss outside, puts it to 3-2. Mercadel over at second still for the Mariners in 3-2. That one's a line towards center field. It'll be Bravo that gets underneath that one for the out. That will keep Mercadel over at second.
And looks like it could have been a collision over there in left center field, but good job between Bravo and Gilcrease, making sure they knew where each other was before the routine play was made by Bravo.
Dalton Bollinger now up to the plate. And he'll be one of a lot of guys from the Mid-American Conference batting in the Grand Lake Mariner lineup. First pitch to him. That one's popped high up in the air towards right field. And Wyatt Hogan apparently will get under that one for the out. Almost looked like he was going to lose that one in the sky, but found a way to get under that one, did Hogan.
So good job coming from first base and Wyatt Hogan. After giving up a single, Dylan Donnelly is able to get out of the inning.
So just one hit in that top half of the first for the Mariners. We remind you that we are playing a full 9-inning game here in Game 2 of the doubleheader. Game 1 was just 7 innings. They now get set for the bottom of inning number 1. The Scouts will be coming up to the plate. It'll be the same top of the order as we had in Game 1. It will start off with shortstop Lee Solomon from Lipscomb. Then it'll be Christian Binger, the second baseman from Southwest Baptist. And after him, it'll be one of the Part 2 Ichabod Punch, Kyle Carnahan, and then David Gaunt will be in the hole after him.
Scouts won that first game in 7 innings, 7-1. On the mound for the Mariners will be Jack Fawcett. The first game was Curtis Wilson on the mound, and he did pretty well for a while, but eventually Scouts got to him. Scouts now on 10-3 on the year. Mariners 5-5.
So we'll see Lee Solomon coming up to the plate shortly after Fossen finishes up his warm-up pitches. We thank those of you for sticking around for Game 2 of our doubleheader with the Mariners. Originally supposed to play yesterday, but the day before, the Mariners called up and said, hey, our field is going to be flooded for a little bit after the downpours that most of Ohio has been experiencing, and they decided to come out to Xenia, Ohio here on Grady's Field. The turf complex can handle all that rain, so that led to the doubleheader being here today. Now Lee Solomon up to the plate for your Scouts. First pitch to him. In there, called strike 1.
Lee Solomon in the first game, he went 2 for 4, a couple of singles.
The 0-1. Took a hack at that one and missed, so down 0-2 is Solomon. Solomon from Lipscomb University just finished his freshman season. Only got 4 at-bats. The 0-2. Line down the first baseline foul towards the Mariner dugout.
A little more on starting pitcher Jack Fosson for the Mariners. He's a 6'4" righty from Dartmouth College, originally from Woodbury, Minnesota.
And now the 0-2. Outside in the dirt, puts it to 1-2. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes to Solomon. The 1-2 pitch. Misses outside again. That'll leave it up at 2 apiece.
His first at bat of the game. In the first contest, Solomon flew out to pitcher Curtis Wilson on a high pop-up.
2-2 the count to Lee Solomon. And the pitch. Misses outside and in the dirt again. So after getting behind 0-2, Solomon works it back to a full count.
We have some more action around the Great Lakes League. We'll give you our scoreboard as soon as we have some more updates.
And 3-2 pitch. He'll miss outside and walk Lee Solomon to start off the bottom of the first inning.
So great job from Solomon working down 0-2, getting that walk. Jack Fosson, his first batter face, already has 1 on.
Now Christian Binger back up to the plate for the first time in this game. The first pitch to him. Caught the outside corner, strike 1.
In game number 1, Binger went 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs, though, including a 2 RBI single. He's kind of famous for those here at Grady's Field.
And they're going to check on Solomon. Almost was on the move, started to lean towards second, but quickly back in time at first.
And a good pickup move from Jack Fosson. He throws it low in towards the outside corner where the batter's going to be sliding back into the bag.
Next one, and then Solomon's going to be on the move, and he's going to be picked off. Tried to steal second and thrown out by their catcher, Greenman.
So Lee Solomon will be caught stealing. That'll be the second time this season that Lee's been caught.
Puts the count at 0-2 to Christian Binger. Now the 0-2 pitch. That one will miss low, ball 1.
Christian now batting .245 on the year.
Guys, it still says please stand by on the YouTube.
And has 7 RBIs.
Do we? Yes. Make sure they know that. Yeah. Hey guys, it still says please standing by on YouTube. Just wanted to let you guys know.
The 2-2. Lined out of play. Two and 2 the count to Binger. Worked his way back from 0-2. The 2-2 pitch. Line towards left field, but that will be caught by Frank out in left field for the second out of the inning.
Got a good piece of wood on it. Did Binger, but gravitated right to the glove of the Mariners defense. Now bring out Kyle Carnahan.
First pitch to Carnahan. Hacks at that one, grounds it down towards Turner at third. We'll go over to first in time for out number 3. Good play there from Turner down at third.
Was, and Carnahan went 1 for 4 in the first game. It did have a ground out to third and does the exact same thing there. Nice play over there at the hot corner from Alec Turner. And after 1 inning of play in this 9-inning contest, the second game of this doubleheader, the score will be tied at 0s.
That's what it said at the concession stand. That's the best one you get.
So Dylan Donnelly getting set for his second inning of work out on the mound for the Scouts. So as Dylan takes his couple warm-up pitches after 1 inning, still 0-0 here between the Mariners and the Scouts. Terry, who do we have coming up for the Mariners?
Coming up for the Grand Lake Mariners will be Matt Smith, Tyler Frank, and Brad Boss. Frank and Boss did not play in the first contest. Matt Smith in the DH role for the second time in 2 games.
So like I mentioned, with a lot of MAC representation in this Grand Lake starting lineup, Bollinger ended the last inning. He goes to UT. After him, Matt Smith from BG. Then Tyler Frank hails from Western Michigan University. After him, Brad Boss goes to the University of Toledo. And then after him, another MAC product in Robert Greenman, the catcher from Central Michigan. First pitch to Matt Smith will miss for ball 1.
In game number 1, Smith went 1 for 2.
One's popped high up in the infield. Wyatt Hogan will get under that one for out number 1.
You get the hang of that, don't you? Yeah, I got figured it out.
Dylan Donnelly with his first start since Saturday.
Now
He went down to Cincinnati, took on the steam, only went 3 innings in that one. No problem with walks. Has been in complete control so far in this contest.
First pitch to Tyler Frank will show bunt, pulls it back just a tad high above the belt for ball 1. And that one's lined down the line. And that one's going to be out of here. A home run for Tyler Frank. And that will put the Mariners on top 1-0.
And that one wasn't even close as it hits the top of the hill. If you look over left field, you can still see the white speck off in the distance. So Tyler Frank just pulls that one way out of Grady's.
Second baseman, number 3, Brad Boss.
The second homer of the year given up by Donnelly. He gave up another 3-run shot earlier this year.
First pitch to Boss in there for strike 1. And that's the first home run of the summer for Frank. Had 3 RBIs coming into the game. And that one from Boss's line towards left, but Jonathan Bravo will get under that one for the second out of the inning.
So the first time in 2 games that the Scouts have trailed the Mariners, did not trail for a single pitch in the first game that they won 5-1 in 7 innings. Frank came into this game batting .208 before he sent that one out of the park.
Where's he going? Michigan, somewhere in Michigan, Central Michigan.
So Greenman up to the plate for the Mariners. First one to him misses for ball 1. That one lined over to Carnahan at third. Over to first baseman Wyatt Hogan in time for out number 3, but not before the Mariners hit a solo home run off the bat of Tyler Frank to take a 1-0 lead here after the top half of the second.
I mean, just a pitch that got away from Donnelly, and that was taken over there towards left field, over the head, soaring over Jonathan Bravo. So now it's up to the Scouts' bats to get him back in this one as we go to the bottom of 2.
So now we get set to start the second inning of action. Jake Fossen will be out there for his second inning of work behind the Mariner defense. And Terry, who do the Scouts have coming up to the plate in the bottom of the second?
Coming out for the Scouts were the 4, 5, 6 hitters. Start off with David Gaunt, the designated hitter, Jonathan Bravo, the left fielder, and Wyatt Hogan, the first baseman. Scouts went down 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the first inning. Lee Solomon got on with a leadoff walk and then was caught stealing. And Christian Binger flew out to left field, and Kyle Carnahan ground out to third. So Jack Fossen doing pretty well in his debut here at Grady's Field.
So the Mariners still taking a few more of their warm-up pitches. And it'll be David Gaunt to lead it off for your Xenia Scouts.
Gaunt in the first game, he went 1 for 3, but did have that RBI double. That was in the 5th inning.
So that puts Gaunt to 14 RBIs on the season. Near tops in the whole league.
Now batting designated hitter number 17, David
Near the
Gaunt.
tops.
Oh,
Not the top. I knew that, Terry. That's why I said near.
didn't hear the near, Lance.
Nonetheless, David Gaunt up to the plate here in the bottom of the second. First pitch to him. Misses inside for ball one. He's gone with the most home runs on the team with 4, but it's also second in strikeouts. Next one misses inside again for ball 2, 2-0 the count. Now the 2-0 to Gaunt.
Yes, sir.
That one's lined over the shortstop Peralta's head for a base hit.
So Gaunt rips that one. The first hit of the game given up by Fossen.
Next up to the plate.
Seems like Davis always getting those hits when the team needs him most. Down needs the start. And of course, Davis there.
So David Gaunt over on first. Now Jonathan Bravo up to the plate for your Scouts. First pitch to him. Lined out of play. Bravo coming into the day hitting .286, went 1 for 3 in game 1. Now the 0-1. That one will be chopped over to Bollinger at first. He'll go over to second for 1, but Bravo will be safe on first on the fielder's choice.
That was a good job by Bollinger getting out of that one, throwing a second. David Gaunt does have some speed on the base pass.
Wyatt
And they're
Hogan.
able to get off the lead runner. Jonathan Bravo will be on, though, with the fielder's choice.
Where was that hit? The pitcher? The pitcher fielded?
Wyatt Hogan up to the plate
It was
for the Scouts. Bravo on first after the fielder's choice.
3 to 6.
There's
Yes.
pitch to Wyatt. I went in there for a called strike 1.
Wyatt was taken out mid-game last time, replaced by Levi Gilcrease, and put in center field. Wyatt comes in the game, batting .194.
Thank you, sir.
0-1 the count to Wyatt Hogan. Bravo still over there at first. And the 0-1. Hit down the line towards Turner at third. He's going to have to go over to first to get out Wyatt Hogan, and he will just in time, but that will advance Bravo over to second.
So Scouts will run in scoring position for the first time this game as
Center fielder,
Solomon is
number
going to
6,
second.
Levi Gilcrease.
Back in the bottom of the first inning, that's going to sub Levi Gilcrease, who is second on the team of RBIs. He has 8 on the year.
So that'll bring Gilcrease up to the plate. Came in mid-game and got out in his one at-bat. First pitch to him. Misses inside for ball one, and that seems to be the theme so far from Fossen. He'll miss inside on a lot of those first few pitches. Now the 1-0. Missing inside again for ball two, 2-0 the count.
I think you're right, Lex. I think he tries to work inside on the first pitch. That one, I think, just got away from a little too inside. Almost clipped the knees of Gilcrease.
Bravo still down at second for the Scouts in scoring position. Now the 2-0. Will miss inside again. Third straight pitch he missed inside. Third straight pitch, that's a ball.
And also tied for second on the team with walks with 7 on the year. So if he gets another ball, it'd be tied with Christian Binger with most on the team with 8.
And the 3-0. A called strike one. That one also towards the inside part of the plate.
Yeah, Foss has not ventured from the inside territory in this at bat.
Now the 3-1. And therefore called strike two. Gilcrease was about ready to take that bat and throw it back towards the Scouts' dugout.
Yeah, I thought that one was a little bit high, but in there, the top of the zone for a strike, and that's going to make it full.
And the 3-2 pitch. That one's lined towards center field. That'll get down for a base hit. They're going to send home Bravo, and he's going to be in there without a throw. Scouts will tie the game at 1.
So the RBI single for Levi Gilcrease. That's with his 9th RBI of the season, only trailing David Gaunt in that category.
Coming up to the plate for the Scouts.
So that'll bring up
the catcher,
Lincoln
number 20,
Reed.
Lincoln Reed.
He's playing catcher today for the second time this season. First time he saw action as a catcher was earlier this week on Tuesday out at Lorain County.
Only got 1 at bat in the first game, but he did get a single out of it, so he went 1 for 1. Now batting .211 on the year.
How did Bravo get to second?
So Levi over on first. First pitch to Lincoln is hit towards center field. And Bentz is going to get under that one for the final out of the inning, but not before the Scouts tie this ball game up at 1 apiece.
So it all starts off with a single from David Gaunt that allows Jonathan Bravo to get on with the fielder's choice. And then the 5-3 from Wyatt Hogan advanced Bravo from first to second. And then the RBI single from Levi Gilcrease sends him home. And after Lincoln Reed flies out to center in the deepest part of the park, that leaves us going to the top of the third of a tie ball game, folks. Scouts won and Grand Lake Mariners won. We're in game 2 of the doubleheader. Scouts won the first game 5-1 on a lot of great pitching from Ben Alders. He went 5 1/3 of the 7 innings. Joe Chasen finished the game with the final 1 2/3. Chasen gave up a run that would be earned to Ben as he had a couple guys on when Chasen got into the game. But Scouts tying up here. Both teams have 2 hits apiece, and neither team has an error.
So getting ready for the top of the third. Game is tied at 1 apiece between the Grand Lake Mariners and your Xenia Scouts. Terry, who do the Grand Lake Mariners have coming up to the plate, the top part of this third inning?
Coming up for the green and blue, the Grand Lake Mariners are at the very bottom of the lineup with Derek Parola, the shortstop from Illinois State. We saw him in the first game. And we're going back to the top of the order with Aaron Bentz, the speedy center fielder from Lakeland College, and Tristan Mercadale, the right fielder from Cal State Long Beach, who singled his first time up. Interesting fact about Tristan, turned down offers from Arizona State before deciding on Cal State Long Beach.
Now batting shortstop, number 8, Derek Parola.
Now Derek Parola up to the plate.
Broadcast is on standby.
First one just is outside for a ball. Next one to him. He grounded foul. Evens up at 1-1.
Perla stands at 6 feet tall, 160 pounds. That'll be tied for the lightest on the team if he was a scout with Joey Levitt.
That one will be lined over the head of Lee Solomon into left field for a base hit. He'll round first and stay over at first after a leadoff single from Perala.
For the Mariners, center fielder number 2, Aaron Binks.
That'll be the third hit of the game, given up by Dylan Donnelly. We were talking earlier about who we might see in relief in this one. Thomas Wanning definitely comes to mind.
First pitch to Bence. And you're on the outside corner for called strike 1. Bence, as we mentioned, at the top of the league in stolen bases with 9. He's only been caught 1 time. Now the 0-1. Breaking pitch just misses for ball 1, evens up at 1-1.
Great break to that one from Donnelly. Just missing inside in the zone. And we might see some action from new pitcher Tony Campbell.
And Perala safe over at first after pickoff attempt from Donnelly.
Tony Campbell from Nyack College in New York. The 5'9", righty might see his first action for the Scouts.
1-1 just misses low for ball 2. Going over the plate, but just a tad low. Now the 2-1. And there for a called strike. He ends up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And Donnelly would love to get out Bence for the second time already in this ball game.
They're going to check on him over at first, but Wyatt dropped the ball, so it didn't matter whether he would have been out or safe either way. Dropped the ball.
We did see an errant throw on Ben Aldridge in the first game at first, but it turned out to be an out as Cale Giddings picked up the bounce.
The 2-2 will miss for ball 3.
And
Game 2 now the count.
And then Giddings fired to second and got off Bence, who was trying to advance.
The 3-2. And he'll miss low for ball 4. Terry didn't like that call.
I don't think that one missed by much. I thought he might have got the
Next up,
outside corner of the strike zone, but just a little too low apparently. And now getting a little bit of danger here is Dylan Donnelly. After he gave up a single to start off this inning, now gets given up a walk and runners on first and second with no outs for the lefty.
Now Tristan Mercadal up to the plate for the Mariners. Runners on first and second. First one to him. He shows a bunt, but it'll get away from Lincoln Reed behind the plate. So they'll advance the runners to second and third.
So a pass ball there. It just skips off Lincoln's glove. Now to a scoring position after the passed ball.
So that puts 2 runners in scoring position for the Mariners. With Mercadal up to the plate. Mentioned had a lot of different offers when it came to playing college baseball. Had at least one from Arizona. And the 1-0. Misses up high, ball 2. Donnelly will come to a set in the 2-0. In there for a strike.
The third appearance of the year for Dylan Donnelly. That last one against the Steam went 3 innings, gave up a couple of earned runs, and had 4 walks.
2-1 is a line just down the line and fair. 1 run will come across the score, and they will send home another run. And Mercado's going to try for 3, and he's going to be in there easily. So give Mercadal a triple on that one with 2 RBIs.
So a triple for the Mariners. Could have got there standing up, I think. And he's had a great day so far as he's 2 for 2 with a triple, a single, and 2 RBIs. So 3 batters face here in the top of the third, and all of them have gone on base.
I think they're going to appeal. It looks like saying he didn't touch second base. They have Christian over, unless that's just a shift. Now they're going to appeal. They're going to say he's safe, so they're going to say he did touch second. I personally wasn't looking at second. I was looking for the ball, so I couldn't tell you whether he was right or wrong.
Honestly, I don't know if the ump did. Looks like that one could have got by, but we'll never know.
That one flown out to Levi Gilcrease in center field. He'll get under that one for the out. He's going to throw that one in. It's going to be cut off by Wyatt Hogan, and that sacrifice fly will score another run.
But just like that, it's 4-1 Mariners. As a trio of runs have already come down here in the top of the third.
Baseman, number 21, Dalton Bollinger.
Now Dalton Bollinger will come to the plate, the product from the University of Toledo. First pitch to him. Crosses the inside part of the plate for strike one. He flew out in his last at-bat back in the opening inning. Next one to miss just a tad low for ball one.
Scouts definitely want to get out of this inning here if I give up any more damage.
That one just misses low and away for ball two. 2-1 now the count. That'll be chopped down to Carnahan over at third. He's going to get it over to Wyatt Hogan at first in time for the out.
I think Monday we're thinking about going to the creation.
So back-to-back outs after the first 3 batters all got on to start this inning.
Designated hitter, number 23, Matt Smith.
That'll bring up Bowling Green Falcon Matt Smith. And, of course, the place where Terry and I both go to school. First pitch to him. Low and away for ball one, and Smith was second team All-MAC this past season. The 1-0. Line towards Carnahan at third. We'll get it over to Wyatt Hogan in time for the final out of the inning, but not before the Mariners do some damage. They add 3 runs to their total, giving them a total of 4. They lead the Scouts 4-1.
And not a great start for the Scouts, as already here in the bottom of the third inning, trailing by 3. As they try to work their way back.
So now we'll get set for the bottom of the third inning. The Scouts trail 4-1. And Terry, who do the Scouts have coming up to the plate?
Coming out to take Jack Fawcett on again here in the bottom of the third inning will be Miles Wright, the right fielder from 8 St. Edward's University. He won our player of the game in the first game. The game only went 7 innings. The Scouts won 5-1. He went 2 for 2 with an RBI single, a double, and a sac bunt in that one. And we're back to the top of the order with Lee Solomon, who walked and was caught stealing his first time up, and then Christian Binger, who flew out to the left field in his first at bat.
10 miles on the bike, the legs in the back. Then I threw for the first time in 3 months. So my abs.
We're getting set for the bottom of the third for the Xenia Scouts. They trail 4-1. We thank you for sticking around for game 2 of our doubleheader with the Grand Lake Mariners here as Terry and I bring you live coverage of your Xenia Scouts here on our Google YouTube Hangout. You can also, of course, find us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as on our site, xeniascouts.com.
Leading off for the Scouts.
So now Miles Wright set to lead it off
Fielder number 2
for your
Miles
Scouts.
Wright.
As Terry mentioned, he was our player of the game in game 1 of the doubleheader. Went 2 for 2 in that contest with a sac bunt. First pitch to Miles. This is low and away, ball 1.
And Fawcett does have 1 walk on the day, so Miles is known for his keen eye and see if he can try to draw a base here like Solomon did to start off the first inning.
1-0 will be popped out of play. Evens it up at 1 ball, 1 strike.
10 guys you set here.
We were at 9, and we got this at 10.
Okay, so we're at 9 half an hour when you come back. Okay, dude, so if we get one more, we're gold. 9 goes fine, I think. I mean,
The 1-1 to Miles.
yeah,
That one will be fouled out of play. Puts the count at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I think that when we get the DR guys back, yeah.
It's also second in the team in stolen bases with 3 on the year. So if he gets on, he's going to be a definite threat.
Yeah.
Betting 310 on the season now. Good for second on the team.
Now the 1-2. That one will be grounded towards Boss at second. We'll get it over to Bollinger in time for the out. And that, of course, UT to UT connection in the infield.
Rocket Duo right there is going to get out.
Shortstop number 3.
The St. Edward's University attendee Miles Rain. We're back to the top of the lineup with Lee Solomon.
Solomon will call into the play for his second time today. Walked in his first at bat. And that one curved almost hits Solomon. That'll be a ball.
I see a duck, or he would have got nailed in the head on that one.
And the 1-0. Line just passed. Turner over at third for a base hit. That'll be the first hit of game 2 for Lee Solomon.
And his day in here in game number 2 is going pretty swell so far as he got off a walk his first time, singles this time. He's caught stealing. We'll see if he'll try to steal again here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. He also went 2 for 4 in the first game with an RBI, so pretty solid Friday afternoon for the speedy shortstop from Lipscomb.
Guys, it's still on standby.
Hey, it's on standby, guys.
There's nothing we can do about it.
So 1-0 the count to Christian Banger. Lee Solomon still over at first. The 1-0. That one will be lined over to Boss. It'll go off his glove. And Banger will be safe at first. Solomon's going to try and get over to third safely. And they're going to call him out. And I don't agree with that call.
That's a horrible call. That's just a bad call. His hand was clearly on the bag first. There's no punches going to be pulled on that one. Coach Case is doing a terrific job staying restrained over there in his coach's box.
Third baseman number
But
16, Kyle Carnahan.
that one was not close. Nice single nonetheless from Christian Binger.
So Christian will be given the single on that one. That'll be the second out of the inning. First one to Kyle Carnahan in there for strike 1. Binger over on first. Carnahan at the plate. The 0-1. That one will miss. They're going to try and pick off Binger. He's going to be in there in time off of the throw from Greenman behind the plate.
Surprised they didn't call him out.
You do realize that it was the home plate umpire that made the call at third, right?
I'm still upset.
There's some kids having a ball up there, dude.
So nonetheless, 1-1 Carnahan. Binger over at first. And the 1-1. That'll be fouled out of play. Binger looked like he was going to do a fake steal kind of thing. Took a couple extra steps on the secondary lead.
Did see a few hit and runs back in the first game that were very effective. The most memorable one, Lincoln Reed and Austin. Or maybe we'll see a hit and run here with 2 outs and 2 strikes in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
It's like a pro day. Yeah, that's a professional baseball player day. So they'd just be starting their game right now.
Now the 1-2. That one will miss inside. Evens it up at 2-2. Carnahan, like we've mentioned, has seen every game over at third and has been at number 3 in the batting order every game for your Xenia Scouts.
Mr. Hot Corner.
The 2-2 will be fouled back as Binger was on the move on that one.
So the hit and run was on. But it was a little high, and Carnahan swings and tips that one.
can't say that and not say it. God is sovereign.
Who would play third?
Johnny Bravo.
From the 2-2, Binger on the move again, and that one will be fumbled by Greenman behind the plate, so Binger easily over to second.
I believe that'll be a steal for Christian Binger.
Just in the dirt.
Give him a stone. He was going.
Still on base.
Stolen base? Yeah.
3-2 to Carnahan. Binger over on second after the steal.
The reason he dropped this because he was trying to transfer to throw.
The 3-2 pitch. That'll be lined towards right field, but Mercadal will get under that one for the out. So Carnahan lines out to right field to end that one, but Scouts a little just unfortunate in that inning after that call on Solomon down to third. I have to think they would have found a way to get him across had he been over third.
That would have been interesting. Christian Binger probably would have got the second, but runners on second and third, but might have flown out anyway, so maybe it could have been all for nothing. We're not sure. But we do move to the top of the fourth, and Scouts need to get their bats out. Both teams have the same amount of hits, 4 apiece, but a 4-1 lead for the Mariners. Dylan Donnelly will go further in this game than he did in Cincinnati against the Steam, as he's about to start his 4th inning of action here.
So Donnelly getting his warm-up pitches in before the Grand Lake Mariners come up to the plate. And Terry, who do the Mariners have coming to the plate in this half of the inning?
Come up for the Grand Lake Mariners will be Tyler Frank from Western Michigan, who hit that dinger back in the top of the second inning. Then Brad Boss, the second baseman from Toledo, and Robert Greenman, a catcher from Central Michigan, who's leading the team in average. He came in this game batting .417. He grounded out to third in his first at bat.
So that'll bring Tyler Frank up to the plate. Like you mentioned, he hit a solo home run back in the second. First pitch to him. And there for a called strike one. Next one in there for called strike two, so quickly 0-2 on Frank.
A much more aggressive Dylan Donnelly coming out the gates here in the 4th inning, trying to get that first strikeout of the game.
The 0-2. Breaking ball will miss outside, puts it to 1-2. Now the 1-2. Swung on and missed, and that will be the first strikeout of the game for Dylan Donnelly, and he gets it against the guy who went yard off him last time up.
And that just shows Dylan's composure. Dylan from Pittsburgh State University, the Gorilla, is able to put it in the back of his memory and come back out and get the strikeout.
The Gorilla's the one and only from Pitt State. First one to Boss will miss for ball one.
That'll be the 4th strikeout on the year for Dylan Donnelly.
Now the 1-0. It'll be grounded towards Christian Binger over at second. Go over to first baseman Wyatt Hogan in time for out number 2, so 2 up, 2 down.
Dylan Donnelly making quick work here in the bottom of the, or excuse me, top of the 4th inning, and the top of the 3rd inning. First 3 batters all got on base. So a tale of 2 stories here between these 2 innings.
Tale of 2 stories. I thought it was a tale of 2 cities.
Okay, Charles Dickens.
Anyway, Robert Greenman up to the plate for the Mariners. He hails from Central Michigan University. First pitch to him. Catches the outside corner for strike one.
Lancey just looks way more aggressive out there.
The 0-1 from Donnelly. Going in the dirt. Ball one, evens it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. Good break on that one from Donnelly.
Yeah, he just nipped that out inside corner. He's able to find the strike zone.
Now the 1-2. Outside in the dirt. Evens it up once again at 2-2. 2-2 the count to Greenman and the pitch. Swung on and missed. Another strikeout from Donley will end this top half of the fourth.
He came in the game of 4 in the season, already has half that total with 2 strikeouts in the the top of the 4th inning.
So I think just as Ben was starting to get his composure in the first couple innings of that game, I think that's happened for Dylan after he allowed a few runs to plate for the Mariners. He finally starts to get in that groove, had 2 strikeouts in that top half of the inning.
Yeah, he hit a little bit of down stretch there, Lance, but as you mentioned, really seems to be feeling it, seeing how long he can go in this game. I think Coach Case and Coach T. Grove down there would love for him to go about 6 innings before they would have to replace him with maybe a Thomas Wanning in this game. We haven't seen any activity in the bullpen yet, so that's a good sign.
I think we have a new pitcher out there for the Mariners. It will be Jordan Grady, Central product. Hails from right near where I live in Oregon, Ohio.
And Grosjean was a scheduled starter. A quick change from Coach Slavic before the game. And that's going to send out Fossen for the first 3 innings of action. Fossen gave up 1 earned run, a couple of hits, 3 of them to be exact, and a walk in those 3 innings of pitching. So
We have a new pitcher for the Grand Lake Mariners.
he'll go down with a 3.00
Number
ERA.
19, Jordan Grosjean. Grosjean in to pitch for the Grand Lake Mariners. And leading
Another
us off
MAC
here in the bottom
product
half
here. The
number
MAC, the
4,
Mid-American Conference, spans across
designated
Ohio,
hitter
Michigan,
number
goes all the way up to New
17,
York and Illinois,
David
but mostly
Gaunt.
centered around Ohio and Michigan, so that's why we see so many products here in the Great Lakes League.
It's always nice to get some action in here, even though we're not playing conference games. First pitch to David Gaunt, the designated hitter, inside for ball 1.
Got singled back in the bottom of the second.
The 1-0. That'll be fouled back towards the Scouts' dugout, evens it up at 1-1.
Here trying to go professionally. Grosjean entering the game for the Mariners.
Scouts need a spark plug to get started this one, down by 3 runs here in the bottom of the 4th.
The 1-1 misses low and away for a ball, puts it to 2-1 to David Gaunt. Now the 2-1 misses upstairs.
It's huge. It's huge. It's like just a dinosaur.
Now the 3-1.
Artifact.
That one will miss inside for ball 4. So first batter Grosjean will face will be a walk to David Gaunt.
Now, this time of the season, that David Gaunt has taken that 90-foot stroll.
Bravo!
Now he's gone both times this game.
So it'll bring Bravo up to the plate. First pitch to him. And there for a call strike 1. And Bravo reached on fielder's choice and came around to score the first run of the game for the Scouts.
That's not me. Promise.
Now the 0-1. Swung on and missed. So quickly down 0-2 is Bravo. Gaunt over on first after the walk. Now the 0-2. Checked his swing. They're going to say he did go around. So that'll be the first strikeout for Grosjean. First time Bravo strikes out today.
I think that's the first time in the year on an appeal we've seen a strikeout call instead of saying he held up.
So that'll bring Wyatt Hogan up to the plate. David Gaunt still over on first after his walk. First pitch to Hogan. Hacked at that one and missed 0-1. Hogan coming into the game, batting 194. Now the 0-1. Misses upstairs. Evens it up at 1-1. Gone with a little speed over there at first. He is a catcher, but can play outfield if need be, so has more wheels than typical catchers. Now the 1-1 is gone, is on the move. As I say that, it's a hit and run, and it's going to be lined right back to the pitcher, and they're going to double up gone on that one.
Gross Gene ice cream cones him on that one, though. This is the very tip top of his glove. I thought I might skid off of it. And maybe I could have been safe on first if he couldn't hold on, but that was a great job by Jordan Gross Gene to corral that one, Lance.
So after the double play, that didn't want to be a double play after the hit and run was on, but Wyatt hit that ball really hard, but just hit it right back to Grosjean and was able to corral that one. Gets it over to first easily to double Gaunt up on the hit and run attempt.
You gotta feel bad for David Gaunt, who's been on both times this game, and both times his teammates have got him out going towards second base.
So now Dylan Donnelly taking his couple warm-up pitches after 4 total innings. Scouts trail 4-1. So now getting set to start the top of the 5th, and Terry, who do the Mariners have coming up to the plate?
We're at the 9-1-2 batters of this inning. Lance with Derek Parola, the shortstop who singled last time and was able to come all the way around to score. Aaron Bentz, the center fielder who walked last time, also came around to score. And then Tristan Mercadell, who had that 2 RBI triple, also singled back in the first. So all 3 of these players got on to start the 3rd inning.
Roll up to the plate. First pitch to him. In there for a called strike 1. Now the 0-1. That one's in there as well. So quickly down 0-2 is Perala.
Good work from Dylan. His breaking ball has been on point, just getting to the tip top of the strike zone.
The 0-2. We'll miss outside for ball 1. 1-2 to count. Now the 1-2. That one just ticked away, and they're going to say that one went fair off the bat of Perel, and he thought that one went foul, but home plate umpire is going to call him out, and now there looks like they're going to double check on this one before they officially call him out.
He should still be at bat, Lance.
So the umpires are going to confer. They're going to call him out. So he's going to be out regardless of what their coach wants to say. The umpires conferred, and they ruled him out.
And Coach Slava can't believe that one. I'm a little in disbelief as well. That might be a makeup call from what we saw earlier of Lee Solomon.
So I guess we're going to rule that a ground out to the catcher as that one dribbled into play. So the first pitch misses for a ball to Aaron Bentz. That one will be fouled out of play. Evens it up at 1-1. So I wonder how that call might affect the Mariners going forward.
Yeah, that's definitely a game-changing type call.
1-1 misses. Makes it 2-1 to Bentz. And that next one misses outside again, puts it to 3-1.
That's an assortment of take me out the ball game. Chants are being played to our left.
Now the 3-1. That one's going to miss as well. Counts 3-2 as we missed a pitch up here in the press box. 3-2 is the line. Just past the diving Kyle Carnahan for a base knock from Aaron Bentz. He's going to round first and stay there after the base hit.
So Aaron Bentz on for the second time in the game. Walked back to Top of the third inning, and we still have yet to see a steal from him in either of these two games. Let's see if he tests Lincoln Reed.
Right click and add to playlist. Okay, 1 second. See if there's anyone there.
Someone yelled two. Someone yelled two out, but there's only one. So 0-1 the count to Mercadale.
Where's that one?
And Benz is on the move. He's going to be in there easily for his 10th steal on the year.
So another steal. As you mentioned, Lance, and this extends that steal lead he has in the Great Lakes League Conference.
So wait, so right click you say?
Now Lincoln's going to go have a quick chat with Dylan Donnelly on the hill. Still no action in the bullpen for the Scouts. So I think, like Terry mentioned, you'd have to hope that Donnelly can go at least 6.
And if you just focus on the batter here, not worrying about Aaron Benz is doing over the second, he tries to get that second or third strikeout. He'll be 2 down. And just need one more out to get out of this 5th.
That one will be popped over towards Carnahan at third. He'll go into foul territory for that out. So it'll be the second out of the inning.
So that's about as perfect of a result as you can possibly hope for, Lance. As in foul territory, Carnahan puts it away. And Benz is stuck there at second. And Turner comes up to the plate.
So Alec Turner coming up to the plate for the Mariners. Benched over on second after the steal. 2 down here in the top of the 5th. First pitch to him. In the dirt, it'll get away from Lincoln Reed, and he's not going to have a chance at getting that one over to third, and that'll advance Bentz.
So for the second straight time, Bentz is advancing on a pass ball.
Pass ball. Yeah.
So 1-0. That one will be up high for ball 2. 2-0 to Turner.
Turner 0 for 1 on the game. Did have a sack. Can't do that here with 2 outs.
The 2-0. That one will miss low and away for ball 3. 3-0 to Turner.
You have to think maybe Donnelly's thinking about pitching around him, set up force outs at second and first.
3-0, and that one's going to miss for ball 4. So another walk from Donnelly. That'll be just his second of the game.
21, Dalton Bollinger.
Bollinger is 0 for 2 in this contest, so I'm still questioning whether they're just trying to pitch around Turner here.
And now it's going to bring a meeting between Coach Cato and Donnelly on the mound. Still no action in the bullpen, so definitely think this meeting is just to calm him down with 2 down here in the top of the 5th.
And with the whole infield coming in, maybe a shift we might see, or just talking about what to do. There's force outs at second and first here, so you guys imagine Coach Cato might be just reminding them of that. With those 2 walks on the day, Donnelly's total now stands at 9. Also up to 5 strikeouts on the year.
And keep in mind, Bollinger came into the game batting .367, but has flown out and grounded out in his first 2 at-bats.
Did not play in the first game.
He's listed as the catcher. He's playing first base here in this game as Robert Greenman gets the start behind the dish. And as we noticed, every single catcher under the Mariner roster hails from the Mid-American Conference.
Yep, like we mentioned multiple times, Mid-American Conference has a lot of representation. In game number 1, it was Josh Williams sitting over there at first base, but he had an error that scored a run. Maybe that's what came to Coach Slavic's mind when he replaced him.
Now Dalton Bollinger will come up to the plate with runners on the corners, 2 down. First pitch to him will be a breaking ball that doesn't break and stays up high. Umpire made a signal, but no one moved, so I think it might have been just a quick time call. Next one in there for a strike. Evens it up to 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1. Going to be grounded down the line, but foul. Makes it a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
So now Donnelly is 1 strike away from getting out of the danger here with runners on the corners.
1-2 the count to Bollinger.
First pitch.
Donnelly still on the mound for your Scouts. Now the 1-2. Breaking pitch just got a piece of that. That one did 1-2.
That was a good swing because inside on the curve, I think he might have got the inside corner. If you looked at that one.
Still runners at the corners and quick time called before Donnelly was already coming to his set and ready to throw, but still call time. You're supposed to not do that when the pitcher's ready, but who knows?
But Donnelly's
Who
going to
knows,
do it
Terry?
again here. Not 1-2.
They ended up going to College World Series for junior for Grady High.
Now the 1-2. Got him looking. Strike 3. Third strikeout of the game for Donnelly. He's rolling here in the 5th.
So 5 total hits for the Mariners. And 4 runs given up by Dylan Donnelly through 5 here. We'll have to see if he comes back for his 6th inning of work. After the 3-batter dry spell that Donnelly's been under control. But it looks like we might have some activity from a far away glance. It looks like Thomas Wanning. I'll put the binoculars on and see if I can see it out there. And definitely looks like Thomas Wanning warm now.
So we'll see if he comes in relief in the 6th inning, or if they can try and see if they can get another inning out of Dylan Donnelly. He went 6 1/3 in his first start of the year, way back against the Lima Locos. Only went 3 innings in that game against the Steam last week.
And also out in the bullpen is Tony Campbell. So we got double trouble working out in the bullpen now for the Scouts of Thomas Wanning and Tony Campbell. As we mentioned at the beginning part of this broadcast, Tony Campbell, this is his first game with the Scouts. He just came in yesterday. Miles Wright's high school teammate at Katy Taylor High School. And he plays his college ball in the NAIA at Nyack College in New York, the same college as Scouts general manager Taylor Hargrove played at. Nyack is in Nyack, New York, just outside the city. It actually has a couple of campuses, one of them in Manhattan.
Leading off for
Look at you with your Nyack knowledge.
I looked it up last night, Lance.
Center fielder, number 6, Levi Gilcrease.
So Gilcrease coming up to the plate, but Terry, who's going to be coming up after Levi?
Coming up after Levi will be Lincoln Reed, the catcher, and Miles Wright, the right fielder. Both those two players got out in their first at-bats.
First pitch to Levi. Will show a bunt, but that'll be hanging in the air, but it'll harmlessly drop foul. And that one, very bunt from Gilcrease.
You got away. And I love to share pop-up bunts.
So 0-1 the count to Levi after the bunt that went foul. And now the 0-1. We'll show bunt again, and he'll get that one down.
Hey, are they still in standby?
And they'll call that one foul, even though I don't think it actually went foul.
It bounced back in, Lance.
Guys, they're still in standby.
So now 0-2 to Levi Gilcrease. The 0-2 pitch. Checked swing, but they're going to say that was a ball. And they're going to say he went around. That's at least the second questionable call from the base umpire.
And Levi Gilcrease goes down with his 18th strikeout of the year. And
Next
I
up
don't
to
know
the plate is the
if many are going to be more
catcher,
questionable
number
than that
20,
one.
Lincoln Reed.
As looks like he might have checked his swing here in the bottom of the 5th.
He did
but
check his swing.
I thought so as well, Lance, but they're going to call him out. So a couple of questionable calls in this game for both sides.
First pitch to Lincoln. Hacked at that one and missed for strike 1. This is Lincoln's second at bat of the game. He flew out to center the last time up. Now when we line down to Boss at second, he'll go over to UT teammate Bollinger in time for out number 2.
So 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And this whole game, the Scouts just haven't found their rhythm like they had in game number 1 of this doubleheader.
Number 2, Miles Wright.
So Miles Wright up to the plate. Grounded out to second. His first at bat of this game, but went 2 for 2 in game 1 of the doubleheader. First pitch to Miles. He'll leave that one alone up high for ball one.
Miles ran out to second last time.
Now the 1-0. In there for strike one, evens up at 1-1.
That was a beautiful pitch at that time from Grosjean as he got a curve back in.
Now the 1-1. That one's lined down the third base line, and it'll be in play. And Miles will be safe at first after Bollinger wasn't able to corral that one.
So infield single for, we're going to call it an error. So will not be a single for Miles, right? He's on with an error.
Lee Solomon.
That's one's going to go against the third baseman, Alec Turner. Nevertheless, Miles Wright stands on first base.
So Miles reaches on the air. That'll bring Lee Solomon back up to the plate. He's 1 for 1 today, walked in his first at-bat. First pitch to him. Misses outside, ball one.
Solomon got out last time. That controversial call over there at third base.
As we have reached the middle of the seventh inning, please rise for 7.
Now the 1-0. I don't know. Also missed just outside on the breaking ball. 2-0 the count to Solomon.
Scouts down by 3. And using base runners here, trying to get back in this ball game.
The 2-0, Miles on the move. And he's going to be called out at second on a close play on that one. So that'll end the inning for the Scouts.
A beautiful ball by Greenman on that one, as that's the second runner he's gunned down in this game. 2 of the fastest on the team. 7 bases between Miles Wright and Lee Solomon stolen this year. And both have been thrown out, caught stealing in this contest.
So now we get set for the 6th inning of action. Scouts still trail 4-1 after 5 total innings. Dylan Downley will be out there for another inning of work, so we'll see how long the leash is for Dylan. So now we get set for the top of the 6th inning. And Terry, who do the Mariners have coming up to the plate?
It'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters here in the top of the 6th inning with Matt Smith, the DH from Bowling Green State University. He's 0 for 2. Tyler Frank, the center fielder from Western Michigan, to the left fielder. He's 1 for 2 with that home run we saw back in the top of the 2nd. And Brad Boss, the second baseman, he's 0 for 2 in this contest from Toledo. Last time he grounded out to Christian Binger over there at second base.
So Falcons, Broncos, and Rockets all coming up to the plate this half inning for the Mariners.
Leading off for the Grand Lake Mariners.
And it will be Matt Smith to lead it
Number
off.
23, Matt
A
Smith.
fellow Falcon, just like me and Terry. That one will go foul back towards the Scouts' dugout. 1-1 now to Smith. Now the 0-1. Breaking ball just missed on that one. Evens up at 1 apiece. Now the 1-1. In there for a called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Smith. And the 1-2. That'll be fly towards Miles Wright in right. And he'll get under that one for out number 1.
So the Scouts have been stout on defense ever since that 3rd inning. As we're here in the top of the 6th, and it's just the question of getting the bat on the ball at the plate that's been hindering in this contest.
So now Tyler Frank up to the plate for the Mariners. He homered back in the 2nd inning, but struck out in the 4th. First pitch to him. Breaking ball in there for strike 1.
Who says you got to play in the Northwoods to have a fun stadium experience? Although Northwoods is the best.
Now the 0-1. I'll be grounded towards Carnahan at third. And he'll get it over to Wyatt Hogan at first in time for out number 2.
Great throw from Mr. Hot Corner over there. Carl Carnahan putting Brad Boss away. Dylan Donnelly, like we've mentioned multiple times, further he goes into the game, the more confident he looks. We have to figure, though, here after 6 innings, and we probably put away or replaced by either Wanting or Campbell, who are both still throwing out in the pen.
First pitch to Boss will be lined out of play. As it sounds like some UT faithful made the trip down here to Xenia, Ohio.
A lot of Mariners in attendance.
The 0-1 that'll be towards Gilcrease in center. He's going to find a way to get underneath that one. For no ball is too deep for Gilcrease out there in center territory.
That's a deep 397, just a shade in front of the warning track, and Gilcrease puts it away. So that will be 3 straight zeros put on the board now for the Scouts. The 6th, 5th, and 4th innings, and are still trying to get back into this game down by 3.
So now we get set for the bottom of the 6th. The Scouts still trail 4-1 to the Grand Lake Mariners. And we're going to see another inning from Jordan Grosjean. Came in relief of starter Jack Fossend. And Terry, who did the Scouts have coming up to the plate in this half of the inning?
Coming out for the Xenia Scouts, we're going to start off with the top of the order. Lee Solomon, who was at the plate last time, before Miles Wright was thrown off, trying to steal second base. So Lee Solomon will go back up there. He's 1 for 1 in this game with a walk as well. Also was caught stealing back in the first inning. Then Christian Binger, who's 1 for 2 in this game with a stolen base. And then Kyle Carnahan is up to the plate, and he's 0 for 2, and he flew out to right field last time.
Now we get set to start the bottom of the 6th. Once again, the Scouts trail by a score of 4-1. 5 hits for the Mariners, 4 for the Scouts. Mariners also have 1 error against them. So it's not a lack of hitting from the Scouts, just a lack of getting those runs across.
Leading off is the leadoff hitter, shortstop number 3, Lee
Same
Solomon.
amount of walks between the clubs, too, both with 2 walks apiece. So just a few breaks going the way of the Mariners this one, getting this 4-1 score.
Lee Solomon set to lead it off in this 6th inning. First pitch to him. Outside ball 1, and Solomon had 2 balls against him in the 5th inning before Miles Wright was caught stealing second. The 1-0. He'll leave that one alone upstairs for ball 2.
So that's 4 straight balls thrown to Lee Solomon.
Here I just hit 3,000. Yeah.
And the 2-0.
Did you get a bomb at least, dude?
That one's popped up, but that'll go out of play.
I don't know. We'll see. I hope he was a bomb. That'd be pretty sick. That's how Jeter got his. Dude, A-Rod, dude, I mean, by the time he retires in 2 more years, he's going to have 700 bombs, 3,000 hits.
2-1 the count to Solomon.
Oh my God, he did hit a home run.
The 2-1.
Really? Yeah, making an announcement.
Checked his swing, but he went around. Makes it 2-2.
Do it.
Do not do that.
I'm not doing it about Alex Rodriguez, dude. It's like
The 2-2.
in baseball.
No, Jeff, we're not doing that.
So that's fouled off. Remains 2-2 to Solomon.
Even if you're a fan, like, chances are a lot of people care less.
The 2-2 pitch. Caught him looking. Strike 3. 3rd strikeout for Grosjean.
He has been dealing up there ever since being put in the 4th inning.
Second baseman.
Grosjean still hasn't given up
Christian
a hit
Binger.
in this contest.
Yeah, it's true. The one that was close to a hit was Miles Wright's hit, but that was ruled an error. So first pitch to Christian Binger. Up high, ball 1. Christian did get a hit back in the 3rd inning. Also stole second. The 1-0. Just a bit outside. Puts it to 2-0.
It's like they had 24 walks.
That's funny, dude. That's fun. That's funny. You got this 3,000.
It's 2-0 to Christian Binger. The 2-0 pitch. This is high and away. Ball 3, 3-0 to Binger.
This is 13th bomb. You know, people thought you wouldn't get the double digits this year, dude. He's on pace to about 30.
The 3-0 to Binger.
Yeah, you're off in 39.
And he'll walk him on 4 straight pitches. So down to first goes Christian Binger.
That'll be number 9 on the season for Christian Binger.
Now batting third baseman,
Now
number
extend his
16,
lead
Kyle
on the team
Carnahan.
walk category.
Carnahan up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 in today's second game of the doubleheader. Binger over on first after the walk. First pitch to Carnahan. That's hit over to the pitcher. He'll go over to second for 1. And Carnahan will be in time over at first, so they will just be able to get the lead runner.
So Carnahan on with a fielder's choice, but Scouts down to their last out. Already in the 6th inning here. Game started around 6:20, so about an hour 20 minutes in.
David Gaunt.
And they just haven't had a lot going for him.
So David Gaunt up to the plate. His Washburn Ichabod teammate. Kyle Carnahan over at first after the fielder's choice. First pitch to Gaunt. In there for a called strike 1. Gaunt leading the team in home runs and the league in home runs with 4. And the 0-1. Just misses low for ball 1. 1-1 the count to David Gaunt. Time called there by the umpire. Grosjean was taking a little too long in the set position.
Gaunt in this game is 1 for 1. He walked last time. First time that he's been up without starting the inning.
The 1-1. Line down the line, but foul. Just the count at 1-2 to Gaunt.
Grosjean has fanned 3 already so far in 2 1/3 innings of pitching. Gaunt trying to avoid being number 4.
1-2 the count to Gaunt. Carnahan over at first after the fielder's choice. Now the 1-2. And that one will be lined into left field for a base hit. So both of the Ichabods will be on base. And now Bravo will come up to the plate.
Gaunt's great day at the plate continues. Now 2 for 2 with that walk's been on all 3 times. Now big spot for Jonathan Bravo.
Bravo will come to the plate with the Ichabods on the base pass. Carnahan over at second, Gaunt on first after his base hit. Bravo 0 for 2 so far today, but has scored a run.
Only 28 other guys have ever done it.
And that one will be outside. Greenman kept that one in front of him, didn't allow either of the guys to move on the base pass.
Yeah, great job by Greenman. There is been a definite upgrade at the plate in this second game.
And the 1-0. And that one will be lined towards center for a base hit. They're going to send around Carnahan to score. And Carnahan's going to be safe. So that will put this back to a 2-run ball game. Scouts get another run on the board. They trail 4-2.
And Lance, you don't have to get it all at a time. You can chip away at a deficit. And now cutting the lead to half. It's only 4-2 now for the Scouts at that RBI.
Now batting
Bravo.
for your Xenia Scouts, first baseman number 34.
So that brings Wyatt Hogan up to the plate. He lined out to the pitcher last time, and that caused a double play after the hit and run was on. As the other press box guys are happy, they finally got their seats. First pitch to Hogan. Misses low and inside for a ball.
So the first earned run of the game given up by Grosjean.
He also hadn't allowed a hit coming into this inning. He's given up 2 so far to Gaunt and Bravo. The 1-0. That'll be grounded towards Parola over at short, and he'll go over to second in time for the out, but not before the Scouts add on a run. They'll start to chip away at the lead. As Terry mentioned, they trail 4-2 after 6 innings.
Scouts game back into it. Had exactly as many hits as the Mariners. Still down by 2. But that's what they need. They need a confidence boost. Speaking of confidence, Dylan Donnelly coming out for his 7th inning of action. Lance and I both are surprised up here in the press box. This will be the longest start of the year for Donnelly. He's looked really good so far. We keep mentioning how as we get farther in this game, and how he looks better and better and better. So how many pitches he's at as soon as it updates.
Because I would have to think it's pretty low for Coach Cates to want to stick with him. And we mentioned that Dylan has had some arm soreness after his start, so we don't know when the next time we'll see him start will be. But, yeah, this should be the longest start of the year for Dylan. And like you said, definitely does surprise me. I thought 6 innings would be the limit for him.
And going into today, I think, remember last Saturday against the Steam, Dylan only went 3 innings, so more than doubling that total in this contest here at Grady's Field against the Mariners in his first outing of the year. He did go 6 1/3 against the Locos in that 6-5 comfort behind victory. So he'll have to
Lead off the top half
get a couple outs here if he wants to break that record.
Now, Terry, who do the Mariners have coming up to the plate in this top of the 7th?
Quickly coming up for the Mariners will be Robert Greenman, then Derek Parola, and Aaron Benz.
That one in the dirt to Greenman for ball 1. The 1-0. Catches the outside corner for a strike. Aims it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. That one's in the dirt as well. Got away from catcher Lincoln Reed. Luckily, no one on the base paths. Now the 2-1. That one's popped towards the first base line. That'll go out fouling out of play. Evens up at 2-2.
Donnelly with 3 strikeouts on the day already. That's how many came coming into tonight's contest.
And now the 2-2. That'll be lined in the gap towards right center field. Gilcrease will corral that one and make sure that Greenman doesn't try going to second because Gilcrease is a cannon out there, and that would be a very poor decision.
If anyone else over center field, that's a double. A 1 bouncer in a right center running opposite direction, having to turn around and throw it in. Wouldn't even have been close if you try to extend that to a double. It's just unbelievable the arm we have here at Grady's Field in Levi Gilcrease.
So that breaking pitch to Parola will miss for a ball. He showed bunt on that one.
With a 6th hit of the day given up by Dylan.
He'll show bunt again, but it'll stay low for ball 2. 2-0 the count to Parola. Greenman over on first after the hit to the gap.
As we see Tony Campbell in the pencil. That pickoff attempt.
Donnelly looks at Greenman. He's back in plenty of time. Now the 2-0. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's strike 1 anyway. Now the 2-1. He shows bunt, and he'll pop that one up. And Lincoln tried to dive and get to that one, but just out of his reach. Great effort, though, from Lincoln.
It was a 3rd-year veteran scout, Lincoln Reed. Almost got his leather on that one, but couldn't get his mitt to the baseball. But as you mentioned, that you can't fault the effort from Lincoln on that one.
It's 2-2 to count, not a Parola. Greenman still over on first. Now the 2-2. That one will be lined out of play, so we'll try again at 2-2.
Remember, Parola singled back in the third inning. He was able to come all the way around to score.
And the 2-2. Breaking ball got him to swing and miss. That'll be another strikeout for Dylan Donnelly. That'll be his fourth on the day.
So he has more strikeouts today than he had all season long coming into this contest. So, like we mentioned, a good day on the mound for Donnelly. He's going 4 runs here through 6 in the third.
So bring Aaron Bentz back up to the plate. First pitch to him. Be lined towards right field and Miles right. And he'll get to that one in time for the out, and that will keep Greenman over at first.
Now officially Donnelly's longest outing of the year as he went 6 in the third here at Grady's Field
Next up to the
about
plate is
2
the
weeks
right
ago
fielder,
from Sunday
number 4, Tristan
against the
Mercado.
Locos. And a 6-5 victory, and now he's gone 6 2/3 at home against the Mariners in the escape of a doubleheader.
Well, Tristan Mercadale up to the plate for the Mariners. 2 for 3 on the day. First one to him is way up high for ball 1.
Yeah, he had a 2 RBI triple back in the third inning.
Greenman still over on first. The 1-0. That one will be lined towards center fielder Levi Gilcrease, and he'll get under that one for the final out. So they will strand Greenman over at first to end the 7th inning.
We welcome you to
And
rise,
you gotta imagine
stretch
that's
your
going to
legs,
do it
and
for
enjoy
Dylan
a 7th
Donnelly.
inning stretch with the
He's-
plan of Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
At around 100 pitches now, around 95 to 100 pitches. And I can't imagine that Tony Campbell comes out and doesn't come out after that.
As our press box guys, very happy they were able to get a 7th inning stretch going here at Grady's Field with Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Be the first one of the year. Congratulations to Dewey Dove over there making records.
Now Grosjean will be back out for another inning of work. Came out back in the 4th inning as we get set to start the bottom half of the 7th inning.
And if the Scouts are unable to come back in this one, Grosjean will get the victory as starter Jack Fawcett only pitched 3 innings of action.
And now, Terry, who do we have coming up on the side for your Scouts?
Here in the bottom of the 7th for the Scouts will be Levi Gilcrease, Lincoln Reed, and Miles Wright. Remember, Levi last time struck out looking at the one that I think everyone in Grady's Field thought was a check swing. Lincoln Reed grounded out to second, and Miles Wright got on with an error to third, and then was thrown out stealing second.
So Levi Gilcrease will lead off this inning for the Scouts. He did spend some time at the leadoff position in the batting order before being dropped down to 7.
Xenia Scouts, center fielder number 6, Levi Gilcrease.
So Levi Gilcrease will come up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 in game 2 here. Went 0 for 1 in the game later on in the game. First one to Gilcrease is lined towards left field.
Get out here.
And that one's off the wall. And he's going to round first and head for second easily. He's going to actually round second and go to third. And he's going to be in there with a triple from Levi Gilcrease.
And I couldn't believe he went 3 there, Lance. But Parola, I don't think, could either, as he was so startled that he stumbled with the ball when
Next up to the
he was
plate
thrown
for
in
the
from left
Scouts.
field. And that allowed
Catcher,
Gilcrease to slide it
number
easily.
20, Lincoln Reed.
As Unger says from the long shot, he's so fast he makes other people look not fast.
He did there.
That was impressive.
With that Baylor speed we joked about before ACT scores, you need high 40 times to get into Baylor University.
So that brings catcher Lincoln Reed up to the plate with Gilcrease over on third after the triple.
He was fly.
First one to him outside for ball one. Reed 0 for 2 in game 2, but did get a hit in game 1. The 1-out. Took a hack at that one and missed. Evens up at 1-1.
Lincoln would just need a deep fly to center field. That would definitely score with a speedy Gilcrease.
Claw way back in.
And now the 1-1.
Yes.
That one's lined towards center field. And that one will be caught by Bentz. They're going to send home Gilcrease. And he's going to slide into home. So after the sacrifice fly from Lincoln Reed, it's a 1-run ball game. Scouts still trail 4-3.
You can call me Lastradamus there, Lance, because exactly what I was predicting is fly to center field and Levi coming home to score. Perfect small ball from the Scouts. They couldn't have done that any better. Well-executed fly out by Lincoln Reed, doing his job, getting that RBI, cutting the lead to 1.
So it brings Miles Wright up to the plate. 0 for 2 in this contest. We went 2 for 2 in game 1. First one to him. Breaking ball in there for a called strike 1.
That's going to be the second earned run of the game, given up by Jordan Grosstream.
Now the 0-1. Misses outside, evens up at 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's going quick.
Maybe yes.
And now the 1-1.
6:20.
Breaking ball in there for a called strike 2. 1-2 the count to Miles Wright.
Another beautiful pitch by Grosstream. We've seen a few of those breaking balls.
Yeah, like 5:30.
It's 1-2 the count to Miles Wright with 1 down here. Bottom of the 7th. 1-2. Breaking ball almost got him, but he'll stay in there. 2-2 the count.
Are we presenting gospel today?
No, I'm good at third place.
2-2 the count to Miles Wright. Now the 2-2 pitch. He'll foul that one off to stay alive at 2-2.
Yeah, great job by Miles, waiting for his right pitch. If it's even close, at least he can just barrel on the bat on it and tip it outwards and stay alive. Scouts only down by 1. Definitely have more signs of life in the 6th and 7th innings.
Time is called. It's 2-2 the count to Miles Wright. 1 down here, bottom of the 7th. That one will be lined just foul down the third baseline. We'll do it again at 2-2.
I don't know how Miles was able to get contact that one. It looked like he was going to be handcuffed as that one was so far inside, but was able to quickly turn his bat to poke it in foul territory to the left. So impressive job by Miles.
Really?
Which Licking County.
And time again called by Miles up in the plate.
So we just won't go back there.
Big opportunity here. Scouts only down by 1. Miles to represent the tying run.
And the 2-2. And he's going to say, just fouled that one off. I didn't hear that one hit the bat, but I'll take it.
I thought he checked personally. I didn't know that. He must have just got the top of the bat on that one.
Can't wait till he comes back to Washington.
Is he really going to?
He said he would.
No way.
I think he would.
2-2 again to Miles Wright.
Maybe
And the 2-2.
That's fine.
He'll foul that one off. And that one will go out of play. So once again, 2-2. Miles doing a good job staying alive.
A quick update. Tony Campbell, the only player in the pen now still throwing. Thomas Wanning, who was throwing earlier, no longer up. So you have to imagine that Campbell will come in to replace Dylan Donnelly.
Still 2-2. Miles Wright and the pitch. In the dirt. That'll put it to 3-2. A full count. Good job working the count for Miles.
This has got to be about the 8th pitch of this at bat to Miles. Still doing a good job fouling him away and using keen eyes.
Is this the 10th pitch?
And the 3-2. And that one's down the left field line. And that's going to be a caught by Frank out there. Miles got a nice piece of that one. Just hung up in the air a little too long, and Frank was able to get under that one for the out.
That's the furthest we've seen a ball hit from Miles Wright this season. There's about 320 to left field, so that's probably about 315. So it's right before the warning track. Unfortunate out after a well-hit ball by Miles Wright, and that's going to send us to the top of our order for the fourth time this game. And Lee Solomon, who's 1 for 2 today.
First pitch to Solomon. Hacked it that one and missed 0-1. Now the 0-1. And that is grounded towards Parola over at short. They'll get it over to first baseman Bollinger in time for the out, but not before the Scouts add on another run to their total. They trail 4-3 after 7.
Like we said, Lance, slowly but surely, as they're trying to get back into this game, we're down 4-1. And now I've made it all the way 43, as I still have 2 more innings to work with and 6 outs to get that last run. This team has been down before at Grady's Field, where they're still haven't lost yet, undefeated on the season.
All foul balls returned to the concession stand.
It looks like we're going to have a pitching change, as Dylan Dolly has not come out to the rubber. Tony Campbell has not entered the game yet, so that's who he assumes coming in. I could be wrong.
I may be wrong, but I doubt it.
And here comes Campbell. So Tony Campbell making his first appearance as a Xenia Scout, number 14, making his debut after Dylan Donnelly goes 7 innings strong.
So Tony Campbell coming in for his first appearance with the Scouts. So Dylan Donnelly went a strong 7 innings.
Number 14.
But Terry, you do have a little bit of a scouting report on Tony Campbell. What can you tell us?
Tony, junior at Nyack College in Nyack, New York. He appeared in 16 games this year, all out of the pen. He had a 1-1 record with a save, pitched 28 and a third innings. So he did get a lot of time. Gave up 30 hits, only 13 earned runs, had 12 walks and 22 strikeouts with only a 4.13 ERA. We know from a scouting report from former teammate at Katy Taylor High School, Miles Wright, who was our roommate when I asked him about him yesterday, says he'll probably throw around 83, 84, but uses a lot of different pitches and arm angles. Also does have a knuckleball. It's a crafty sidearm pitcher, as we've seen him on the mound so far.
So we'll have to see if Campbell breaks out the knuckleball here today.
The Grand Lake Mariners.
Be the first time I see a knuckleball at the collegiate level.
Alec Turner.
So Alec Turner up to the plate for the Mariners. First pitch to Turner. Rounded down the line, foul.
And the side coming up for the Mariners will be Alec Turner, Dalton Bollinger, and Matt Smith. Alec Turner goes to Sinclair Community College right down the road, teaming of Scouts pitcher John Crawford.
The next one just misses inside, 1-1. We count to Turner. Now the 1-1. One just misses outside, 2-1 the count. And the 2-1. And that one's lined down the left field line, and that one's out of here for a solo home run from Alec Turner.
So an inauspicious start here for Tony Campbell as the first batter he faces goes long ball. And Alec Turner makes this a 2-run ball game now here in the top of the 8th.
So second solo home run of the day from the Mariners. So the first batter that Campbell faces, he goes yard.
And Tony Campbell is struggling to start out the gates. That's going to bring up Dalton Bollinger.
So Bollinger, first one to him is behind him. Campbell lost that one. I think he wants to have a quick meeting with Lincoln Reed. No, he just wants another ball. Didn't like that one.
Yeah, it might have slipped out of his hands on that one.
So the 1-0. Inside, tried a little sidearm action to switch it up.
And as we mentioned, tries a lot of different arm angles. That time saw the sidearm.
The 2-0, that one's lined out of play. Makes the count 2-1 to Bollinger.
And Bollinger got a good piece on that one. If he can strain that out, that's going to be trouble for the Scouts defense.
Oh, dude.
2-1 the count, the 2-1 pitch.
So good.
And that one will get away from him, and then will hit Bollinger. Bollinger will go down to first after being hit by the pitch.
That brings up the designated hitter,
So Matt
Number
Smith's going to
23,
come up. He is 0 for 2 today.
Matt
He
Smith.
flew out to Miles right in right field last time. Let's start off the 6th inning.
So Matt Smith up to plate. First one to him is grounded toward Carnahan at third. He'll go over to second for one and back to first to complete the double play.
So nice 5-4-3 right time, working around the horn. So after getting a little bit of
Now
trouble,
batting, left
Tony Campbell
fielder,
works out of it there with
number
that
12,
double play. It's a good work from
Frank.
the infield at all the bases.
Tyler Frank now coming up to the plate. 2 down here, top of the 8th inning. Scouts trail 5-3 to the Mariners after the solo home run from Alec Turner. First pitch to Tyler Frank.
What if we went to extras today?
Breaking pitch just misses inside for a ball.
Scouts off tomorrow. We'll have a doubleheader again on Sunday.
1-0. That's lined right back at Campbell, and he's able to corral that one for the out. Great reaction time there from Campbell.
That might be the nicest play we've seen on the mound all year. Tony Campbell with a quick reaction time, getting the glove down, catching the ball. I like the eccentric flip as soon as he caught it to end the inning. It's like an exclamation point to finish off that top of the 8th. So it starts really poorly for Tony Campbell as the first batter he sees as a scout. He lets hit him deep as Alec Turner went to left field for the second solo home run of the game for the Mariners, and that's been the difference so far in this 5-3 ball game. And then he hits the second batter, and then a 5-4-3 double play, and that nice stab at that liner right back towards him. And we're in the bottom of the 8th. The Scouts are down by 2. They need to find a way to get a few runs here. They scored a run in the last 2 innings of play. They need at least to get one more here, as it looks like we're going to have a pitching
Entering the
change.
game to pitch for the Grand Lake Mariners, number 14, Alex Flores.
Alex Flores now
Flores
into the
entering
game
to pitch for the Mariners.
for the Mariners. So Grosjean ended up going 4 innings. And Terry, what can you tell us about Alex Flores?
Flores goes to the Southeastern Community College from Juana Diaz, Iowa. And this will be his 4th appearance on the year. He has a 9.00 ERA. He's pitched 4 innings, has 6 walks and 4 strikeouts, and he's given up 4 hits. Those 3 games were the loss on the 17th 2 days ago against the Lake Erie Monarchs. The Mariners were on a 3-game skid as they lost 2 to the Monarchs. And then he also had appearances in the victories over the Joes and Northern Ohio Baseball Club. It looks like Flores originally from Panama, but is listed as home team as Juana Diaz, Iowa.
Now batting,
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah,
Number
that sounds like a
4,
misprint.
doesn't-
Christian Binger.
Probably one of Diaz, Panama. But we
Look
could
at
be
there's
wrong. Who
many
knows?
Juana Diaz, Iowas out there. I could be wrong, Lance.
First pitch to Christian Binger outside for a ball. And Terry, who's coming up after Christian?
Coming up for the side for the Scouts with Christian Binger, Kyle Carnahan, and David Gaunt.
The 1-0. In there for a call to strike one, evens it up at 1-1 to Christian.
Christian walked last time with his 9th walk of the year, trying to get into double digits in that category.
The 1-1. Misses away, makes it 2-1.
And Flores does have more walks. He does have strikeouts this year, so definitely a pitcher Christian's going to be very patient with.
Of course, he's patient all the time. So
That's a good point. He's patient with all pitchers.
now the 2-1. Took a hack at that inside pitch. He evens it up at 2-2.
I mention this frequently, but Christian from Southwest Baptist College in Missouri batted over 370 this year and was all conference. Also, of course, his college club and walks as well.
It's 2-2 the count to Christian. Banger. And the 2-2 pitch. Breaking pitch doesn't break enough. Makes it 3-2.
So the first batter for Flores is going to work to a full count here.
And 3-2. That one is lined towards center field. But Bentz is able to get that one even though he was shifted well over to his right.
That one just curved back towards him like there was a gust of wind. That ball just sliced so much towards Bentz. He barely even had to move. Originally looked like it was going to find the gap in right center, but since it curved so much, it just became a routine flyout for Binger.
Kyle Carnahan now up to the plate. So 0 for 3 today. Last got on with a fielder's choice, came around to score a run. He'll ground that one towards Turner over at third. He'll get it over to Bollinger in time at first. Round number 1, and Terry thinks he might have came off the bag.
He came off either right as soon as he caught it or just stepped on the bag and then stepped off as Carnahan's crossing the plate. It was definitely close.
Designated hitter number 17.
So now David Gaunt will be coming up to the plate.
Gaunt.
It's 2 for 2 in game 2. Also got on with a walk.
And if the Scouts could use a solo shot, now will be the perfect time.
First pitch to Gaunt. Swung on and missed. 0-1.
Wow, Lance, there was a lot of heat behind that pitch from Flores. Just blew it by David.
Now the 0-1. That one missed low and away for ball 1. Makes it 1 ball, 1 strike.
Flores is 6'2" righty at 240 pounds. Seen so far just be throwing a lot of heat. Not shy about what he's going to do with the mound.
1-1. Low and inside, ball 2. It's 2-1 the count to David Gaunt. 2 down here, bottom of the 8th inning. The 2-1. That one's fouled back towards us, evens up at 2-2.
David got a piece in that one. See if we can get a little more in peace with this full count. Excuse me, with this even count here. Scouts down to the last 4 outs of the ball game, down by 2.
Scouts trail 5-3 here in the bottom of the 8th. Now one he'll miss way outside to Gaunt, and Terry alluded to it earlier. It will be 3-2 now to Gaunt.
So the second full count we've seen from Flores. The first time we got Binger to fly out to center field. Kyle Carnahan went down swinging on the first pitch to third.
And the 3-2. Got him looking, strike 3, and David Gaunt will go down on strikes.
Perfect pitch on that inside corner. Not like Gaunt's going to be able to do with that heater.
Yes.
So Alex Flores comes into the game and with 1 inning of work, he's able to sit down the side of the Scouts.
And Tony Campbell will come out for his 2nd inning of work here with the Scouts. He struggled out of the gate in the 8th inning, to say the least. He gave up a solo home run to Alec Turner, hit Dalton Bollinger with the pitch, but then was able to get the grounder to ground into the double play from Matt Smith, and then Tyler Frank lined out right back to him to end that 8th inning.
And we're going to be at the bottom of the lineup for the Grand Lake Mariners. We have Brad Boss, the second baseman, is 0 for 3 today. Flew out to Levi Gilchrist in center last time. Robert Greenman, the catcher, he's 1 for 3. He had that single in his appearance in the 7th. And then Derek Parola, who's 1 for 3. He struck out last time. He singled and came around to score back in the 3rd inning. That 3rd inning has been all the difference. That 2 RBI triple from Tristan Mercadale has really made the difference in this ball game. And, of course, the 2 solo shots we've seen Of course, last inning of Alec Turner, and then all the way back in the top of the second of Tyler Frank. But Scouts still have some life, but can't afford to give up any more runs here on the top of the ninth.
So we get ready to start the top of the ninth.
Derek Parola. 3. Is it 3 or 8? No.
First one, Mitch's.
Yeah, that's not Parola.
And that one will pop high in the air off the bat of Brad Boss.
Oops. Made a little correction there.
And Christian Banger will get onto that one for the out.
The last hitter was actually Brad Boss.
So just how you want to start the top of the ninth inning is Campbell gets in a fly out to
Now
Christian
up to the
Binger
plate
at
is the catcher,
second.
number 15,
So
Robert
Scouts just need
Freeman.
2 more outs to have a last gasp in the bottom of the ninth.
Greenman up to the plate. He got a base hit in his last at bat. That was back in the 7th. First pitch to him. Curveball just misses for a ball. Now the 1-0. That'll be a little low. Ball 2. Now the 2-0. He'll miss again slightly on that one. 3-0. Count to Greenman. And the 3-0. In there for a called strike one. 3-1 the count.
Greenman definitely taking it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Campbell going right down the center.
The 3-1. And that one just misses off the outside corner. And he will walk Robert Greenman.
That'll be the first walk of the year for Tony Campbell. Now let's give up 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 earned run.
Looks like we might have a pinch hitter.
Have to see what
Number 6, Nick
Slavic.
Rossetti.
Nick
Can I do?
Rischetti, who started game 1, will come in to pinch hit
Entering the game
for
to
Parola.
pinch hit for the
And
Green Lake
Rossetti did a
Mariners.
great job in that first game.
Number 6, Nick
Actually, it went 0 for
Rossetti.
3, but a couple full plate appearances, had a 3-2 count and a 3-1 count. Trying to maybe get the most out of Campbell here.
Greenman over on first after the walk. First pitch to Rossetti. And there for a called strike 1. The 0-1. And there for a called strike 2. So quickly 0-2 on Rossetti.
Campbell still looking for his first strikeout as a scout. This would be a clutch time to do it against a pinch hitter.
1-2 the count to Rossetti. The 0-2. That one pops up. We'll see if Lincoln will have enough room. He will not, as that will bounce over our heads. Remains 0-2.
Rossetti from Iowa, original state of third baseman Kyle Carnahan.
Still 0-2 to Rossetti. Green still over at first. The 0-2. That one will be in the dirt for a ball.
Good block by Lincoln Reed, because if not, then Green's going to be over there on second in scoring position with 1 out.
1-2 the count to Rossetti and the pitch. I'm going to call that one a ball. Said he thought about that one, but held back. 2-2 now the count. And the 2-2. That'll be grounded towards White Hogan over at first, but it'll go foul. So we'll try once again at 2-2.
Drifted right out. Originally, Lance, I thought I was going to bounce right towards Hogan at the bag, but fortunately, Rossetti is out of play.
Still 2-2 to count to Rossetti. Freeman over on first, being held on by Wyatt Hogan. And a 2-2. That one in the dirt for ball 3. So it puts it to a full count. Almost looked like that one might have been a knuckle.
Zeta, as we mentioned, he gets a lot out of the pitchers. He's a very patient batter. He got a full count in the last game, and I got another 3-ball count.
And a 3-2. And a ball four just missed, low and inside. So second straight walk from Campbell.
Only one out here in the top of the 9th, and as Thomas Wanning is in the pen. Coach Case walking out to the mound. They can't afford to go up any more runs, already down by 2.
So we'll see what Coach Cates decides to do here. Scouts trail 5-3 here in the top of the 9th, but 2 runners are on base.
Back in the top of the 8th inning, Campbell did get Matt Smith of the Mariners to ground out to the 5-4-3 double play with all the bags as force outs. Definite double play ball territory here for the pitcher from Nyack College.
It's a host family day is what it's supposedly labeled, but our host family works, so.
So Coach Cates will stay with Campbell, at least for now. Have to imagine he's on a short leash. The runners on first and second with 1 down. Aaron Bentz up to the plate.
You fart?
Yeah, sorry, bud.
First one is low.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. I won't have
I didn't know a roast truck.
So Rossetti over on first and Freeman over on second. Both were walked on base.
Hey,
1-0.
stand by too, by the way.
A little miss outside for a ball. 2-0 the count. Runners on first and second. And the pitch. Lined over to Carnahan at third. He'll step on third for 1. And he'll be safe over at first. So they do get the lead runner, but they will still have guys on first and second with 2 down.
That was a smart play that time by Kyle Carnahan. He could try to go for the 5-4-3 again, but the better play, just take the lead runner off over there at third, because if you don't get the runner outs at second and first, then there's going to be a runner on third base.
It's Tristan Mercadillo up to the plate. Still runners on first and second after Carnahan got the lead runner. Mercadillo 2 for 4 on this game. Has 1 single and 1 triple. First pitch to him. It'll be low for a ball. The 1-0. Only grounded back towards the Scouts dugout. Evens up at 1-1. Scouts up are trailing 5-3. Here in the top of the 9th. Mariners have 2 guys on. The 1-1. And that one skied towards right field. And Miles Wright will get under that one for the final out. So Mariners will strand 2 on and won't add on to their lead. So Scouts trail 5-3 heading into the bottom of the 9th.
So let's see what the Scouts can do here. This will be the second time this season the Scouts have trailed 5-3 going to the bottom of the 9th at Grady's Field. We all know how that one ended up with a Christian Binger walk-off 2 RBI single. On Wednesday night, the Scouts had a little bit of magic up their sleeves in that one as well, as they were able to tie it up in the bottom of the 13th inning after being down 1-0. What was a scoreless game for 13 innings. And then tied it up and had the game-winning run, which was Christian Binger, after his RBI triple to lead off the inning in a wild pitch, as Flores is going to re-step on the mound for his second inning here. And we'll see what the Scouts can do.
So Terry, coming up to the bottom of the 9th, Scouts trail 5-3. Who do they have coming up to the plate?
Coming up for the Scouts, trying to hold on to this undefeated season so far at home, will be Jonathan Bravo, who's 1 for 3, and an RBI single back in the 6th inning. Wyatt Hogan, who's 0 for 3, And then Levi Gilcrease, who was 2 for 3. He had an RBI, he had a triple last time when came around to score. Also has an RBI in this game. So that's going to be the side coming up for the Scouts, who are going to need to get on here. They're 3 outs away from their first defeat of the year at Grady.
For your Xenia Scouts in the bottom of the ninth.
Jonathan Bravo will come to the plate to start off the bottom chunk of the ninth.
Bravo.
Bravo did get a hit in his last at-bat. That was back in the 6th inning. First pitch to him. Low and in the dirt for ball 1. The 1-0. That one will stay in the dirt as well. 2-0 count to the Texas Wesleyan Ram.
It wouldn't be a better time for Flores to have his first walk of the day.
2-0 the count to Bravo. The 2-0 pitch. And will catch the inside corner for strike 1. 2-1 the count. The 2-1. Hacked at that one and missed. Evens it up at 2 balls, 2 strikes to Bravo. Does look like there is some action in the Mariner pen if necessary. And the 2-2. Now we line down the line. Just foul from Bravo. Got a good piece of that one. Just barely went foul.
Yeah, Bravo going oppo on that one to right field. If you could have strained that one out, he'd probably be staying on second for a double right now, Lance.
Just surprised you used the phrase oppo. Anyway, 2-2 to Bravo. And a pitch. And he'll ground that one down towards Turner at third. He'll barehand it, but Bravo will be safe in time. So infield hit from Bravo will get the first guy on as Wyatt Hogan comes up to the plate. Actually, now they're going to pinch hit for Austin Orr.
Oh, so Wyatt Hogan being taken out of the game for Austin Orr. We'll have to see some finagling.
For your Xenia
If the
Scouts,
Scouts tie it up here, we go into extra innings.
number
But
9, Austin
first of all, we
Orr.
got to tie it up with Austin Orr at the
They got to
plate.
get some plates before they worry about their defensive alignment.
That's a good point, Lance, with a great infield single from Bravo. That one just bounced to Turner.
If necessary, they would probably, since Wyatt was playing first, they would move Lincoln back to first, probably have David come in to catch, and Austin would go to DH if necessary. They got to get some runs on the board first.
Bravo does have a lot of speed over there at first base. So does Austin Orr at the plate. This would be great 2 runners to have on if Austin can get on. Austin started in that first game in the DH spot.
I said that.
He went 1 for 3.
First pitch to Orr. He'll pop that one up
Thank you for running.
towards Perala. It's short, and that one will be caught for out number 1, and Bravo goes back to first.
And Rossetti in there at shortstop now as he replaced Peralta last inning. I think gives him a lot better presence at shortstop, shoring up the defense a little bit. We saw him make a number of nice plays in the field in the first game.
Levi Gilcrease up to the plate. 1 down, bottom of the 9th. Bravo still over on first after his leadoff hit. First one to Gilcrease. He'll leave that one alone upstairs for ball 1. Gilcrease did hit a triple in his last at-bat. Struck out before that.
And an RBI single back in the second.
The 1-0. I'll let that one stay low. 2-0 the count to Levi. Bravo still over on first. Gilcrease at the plate. The 2-0 pitch. He'll foul that one back. Makes it 2-1.
Levi's brother Zach standing over there as the first base coach. Former scout himself.
Two on the count to Levi Gilcrease. And the pitch. That one just misses low. Good eye there from Levi on a close pitch. Makes it 3-1.
So you mentioned Flores with more walks on the year than strikeouts. Has not walked a batter yet.
The 3-1. Now Sky that one out of play. It bounces over our heads. So puts the count to 3-2. A full count to Levi.
And this will be the third full count for Flores in not even 2 innings of work. This will be the 6th batter he's faced.
So Bravo over on first. 1 down. Bottom of the 9th. Full count to Levi Gilcrease. And the pitch. And I'll leave that one alone upstairs, and he'll walk Gilcrease. That'll bring Lincoln Reed up to the plate.
So Lincoln Reed represents the winning run with 1 out here. Does make a double play ball.
Coming up to the plate, the catcher, number 20, Lincoln Reed.
That's going to result in a meeting on the mound. We'll see if they stay with Flores or if they go to their bullpen. Terry, what do you think they should do?
I think it doesn't matter what I think because Flores is coming out of the game, Lance. As he goes an inning and a third. He gives up 1 hit, 1 walk, and has 1 strikeout. No earned runs. But they're not going to risk it. As we will have a pitching substitution.
28-6.
Now coming into the game for the Mariners will be Jeff Paul from Ohio
Entering the game to
Dominican
pitch
University outside
for the
of
Grand Lake
Columbus.
Mariners
Versus
baseball
from
club,
Greenville, Ohio, not far from
number
here.
26,
The 6'3", 195
Jeff
righty,
Paul.
a sophomore.
Paul.
Ohio
Entering the game to
Dominican.
pitch for the Mariners.
So Jeff Paul will come into the game with Bravo on second, Gilcrease on first. And Terry, like we mentioned earlier, a lot of speed on those bases.
Yeah, and that's what the scouts want. They need both of those runs to come across home plate if they want to keep fighting to live another day into this one.
So Jeff Paul getting his warm-up tosses in, came in from the bullpen of the Mariners. Once again, Scouts trail 5-3. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning here at Grady's Field in Xenia, Ohio, on the campus of Athletes in Action. I'm Lance Morris alongside me, Terry Lash, as we bring you live coverage here of your Xenia Scouts through Google and YouTube, our Hangout. And we also active on social media. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and, of course, at our website, xeniascouts.com.
Well, information on the Ohio Dominican Panther, Jeff Paul. This will be his 4th appearance of the year. He has 5 innings pitched. He's only given up 1 hit. He doesn't have any earned runs. He's walked a couple, has 1 strikeout, and he's a sidewinder, Lance. Just throws that sidearm pitch.
Just a hair more than 2 hours into this contest as we are now in the bottom of the 9th inning. 1 down. Lincoln Reed coming to the plate with Bravo on second. Levi Gilcrease on first. Lincoln, the switch hitter, batting from the left side. He's 0 for 2 in this contest with a sac fly. First pitch to him is grounded towards Ricchetti. It's short. He'll go over to second, and he's safe. So everybody's going to be safe on the fielder's choice off the bat of Lincoln Reed. Miles Wright now coming up to the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out.
And talk about the speed of Gilcrease. No one else, I think, is making that play over to second.
Maybe Lee.
Maybe Lee, but there's just something extra about Levi so far.
They're going to bring in Joey Levitt to pinch run for Lincoln. So if this game does go to extra innings, I don't know who's playing the field.
I don't know either. They'll have to figure that one out. Zach Wiley was certainly
Let's get some runs first. How about that?
But Joey Levitt represents the winning run over there at first base.
Just like he did against the Locos.
So we have to see what happens here. Is Miles Wright coming up to the plate in a really important situation. Remember last time Miles flew out to deep left field for the biggest charge in the ball. We've seen him all season.
So bases loaded now for Miles Wright, the right fielder from St. Edward's University in Austin, Texas. First pitch to him. In there for a called strike 1.
Lee Solomon on deck right now.
The 0-1. A little miss outside. Good stop there from Greenman. Otherwise, you know Bravo would be trying to score if that one got to the backstop.
Absolutely, and there'd be runners on second and third with a 1-run game, so a huge stop from Greenman.
Bravo on third, Gilcrease on second. Joey Levitt come in to pinch run for Lincoln Reed over at first. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. Puts the count to 1-2 on Miles Wright.
That's right. Did work his way back to a 3-2 count after being behind last time he was at the plate.
1-2 to Miles. Bases loaded, 1 down, trailing by 2 in the ninth. The 1-2. And he almost started walking back to the dugout thinking that was strike 3, but just outside, evens it up at 2-2. That was a close one to take.
Very close, Lance. And I don't know if there's anyone better on the team that's able to lay off close pitches in clutch situations than Miles Wright. We've seen it time and time again.
The 2-2. Thought about that one too, but was able to lay off. Works it back to a full count, 3-2.
Just like in the 7th inning, he works back to a full count. And you can cut the drama with a knife here, Lance. It's so thick. The atmosphere in the air is electric.
Full count to Miles Wright. Bases loaded, 1 down, trailing by 2. And the pitch swung on and missed. Miles Wright goes down on strikes. That'll be the second out of the inning.
So the Scouts are down to their last out of the game as Lee Solomon steps up to the plate. He's 1 for 3 in this contest, also has a walk. And we did see legal long ball earlier this year. So he had a lead-off home run.
So Solomon will come up to the plate. Scouts down to their last out. Bases loaded, trail 5-3 here in the bottom of the ninth. First pitch to him. We'll leave the 1-1 upstairs for ball 1. Well, he did have a hit back in the 3rd inning. And the 1-0. And that one's lined towards center field. And that will be caught by Bence out in center field. Great move over the shoulder, and that will end the game. Scouts lose 5-3.
If he doesn't catch that ball, that might be a walk-off for the Scouts. That Bence, one of the fastest players in this entire league, leads the league in steals. Not much you can do about that one. Just an unbelievable play to finish it off here. And we're going to have to pick a player of the game. It's going to be a close one.
It was all on me last time, so it's got to be all on you this time.
I'm going to go with Levi Gilcrease.
So Levi Gilcrease will be our player of the game. Had an RBI hit back in the 2nd and also had that crazy triple in the 7th and came around to score.
Yeah, it's a tough loss for the Scouts as they split the doubleheader here at the Grand Lake Mariners. They drop now to 10-4 on this season. Mariners will now go to 6-5 on the year, but the Scouts, they gave everything in this one. They started off very, very slow, but they came on strong at the end. They played runs in both the 6th and 7th innings, and in the 9th inning, bases loaded with 1 out, but just couldn't get any of those runs across the plate. It looks like we might see a little bit more Cinderella magic again tonight, Lance, but that deep fly ball, Lee Solomon stays in the glove of Aaron Bence, who was just fantastic in center field. And he's just so fast out there. He has a lot of range, and he put it away. And that ends it. So the first loss of the year here at Grady's Field for the Xenia Scouts.
We will have player of the game, Levi Gilcrease, up here shortly. Had himself a good day in the field.
We also got to talk about Dylan Dowling, which we'll do in a little bit as Levi joins us, our player of the game. Here he comes.
As we move our camera around a little bit so fans at home can see Levi Gilcrease, our star for today. Okay, here with Levi Gilcrease after another good game. Unfortunately, it wasn't a win, but nonetheless, you tried to do your part and it just didn't come around today, but you came up to the plate in the 9th inning and were able to draw a walk. So what were you looking for up there in that at-bat?
I was just looking for a good pitch to hit, and I got up 3-0. and he made a good 2-0, and I took a good cut and missed it, and I just worked the count and drew a walk.
Did a good job working the count. We were happy to see all that speed out there on the base pass. Bravo in front of you, you behind him, and then had Joey Levitt coming to pinch run. Always seems to be the pinch runner whenever we need a guy. It's always strange to have, a pitcher pitch run. But
Yeah.
let's go back to the second inning. You had an RBI single. What happened in that at-bat?
It was full count, I think, and I just got the barrel on the ball and got a little dinker up the middle.
It's always good. Even if it's a dinker, it's still a hit, Levi.
Yeah.
You got to be happy about it.
Yeah.
But then the big hit, the triple, back in the seventh inning, you were blazing up there. What was going on in that play?
I hit it, and I normally don't watch the ball, but I watched it, and then I saw it land, and I just tried to hustle, and I saw the left fielder jogging towards the ball, and I knew he didn't have a very good arm, so I just kept going, and thankfully I got there.
So you were looking at the ball, and you still made it to third.
Yeah.
I can't say I've ever been able to do that back when I was playing. So good job there from Levi. And guys didn't come out away with the win, but what'd you think of Dylan's start today?
He did good. He kept us in the game, and then their center fielder just made a great play to end the game. So we had a real chance there.
Yeah, Bent's made an over-the-shoulder grab. If that one gets down, we're talking about something different because you guys win that game.
Yeah.
Great play from Bent's out in center. But first time we got to see Tony Campbell in just his 2 innings of work. What'd you think of his performance?
Well, first batter was a little rough,
just
obviously,
a bit.
but then he did well the rest of the game, so he did a good job.
I couldn't tell for sure. Do you know if he threw any knuckleballs out there?
I did not see a knuckleball, so maybe he did. I couldn't tell from center. It just looked like curveballs, fastballs. So
Just wanted to make sure. Okay,
Yeah.
Levi, thanks for coming up. You're a 2-time player of the game. You're the third guy to get it twice. Actually, no, fourth. Miles got it today, so you're the fourth guy to get it twice. Good job, Levi.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Now we'll get Terry Lash back on the headset momentarily. We just talked to Levi, our player of the game, for his second time this season. He's the fourth guy this year to get it twice. David has it 3 times. Miles has it twice. Levi now has it twice, as does Christian. So all good things from those guys. But Terry, just a heartbreaker of a loss, down 5-3. First loss here at Grady's Field.
Levi said it best. Just a heck of a play made by Benson center field, and it probably would have been a walk-up. It probably would have been a walk-up double from Lee Solomon. Joey Levitt would have been rounding third, going home. It would have been a play at the plate. Got to think that the speedy Levitt, the pitcher, might have got home. Would have been a great story. His mom and dad are here. He's from California, so they're well-traveled. It just didn't happen. Just comes up a little bit short. Just you got to give all the credit in the world to Ben. So we can't take anything away from it. It was just a fabulous play. And that ends the game. So the slow start out of the gate for the Scouts didn't get on the board till the 6th inning. Well, got on the board early, but didn't get on to cut into that lead till the 6th inning, and it really hurt them.
So Scouts fall today 5-3 to the Grand Lake Mariners, one of the top teams in the league. They struggled a little bit, but they've also had some rainouts as well. So that's one thing the Scouts are fortunate. Whenever they have a game here, it's hard to rain out here at Grady's Field with all the turf. So always great to have our nice facilities, the nicest in the league. But Scouts win game 1, 5-1, but lose game 2, 5-3 to the Mariners. We will not have a game tomorrow. We will have a nice off day tomorrow, but we will play 2 once again on Sunday. We will go to Strongsville, Ohio, to take on the Northern Ohio Baseball Club. We will see you Sunday. Thank you and God bless.